Hey everybody, my name is Patrick. I am a husband, a dad, a human, and a creator living in New York City. And one of the main things that I create is for this YouTube channel. It's video. You've heard me say this before, and I'm definitely going to say it again, but audio is at least 50%, if not more, of your video. You see, if I create the crispiest footage ever, but my audio sounds bad, I know people are going to click away. They're going to stop watching my videos. And when I recently bought my very first camera, my Sony ZV-E10, which is a great camera for YouTubers that has interchangeable lenses, I was immediately upgraded. My image looked great. I was no longer just shooting with a GoPro or my iPhone, and I needed good quality audio as well. And the onboard mic with the Sony ZV-E10, it's not bad, but it's not great. So I had to purchase an external microphone, and I'm kind of deciding between two different options, and I want to show you those options today and let you decide for yourself which one sounds the best. And I've also got a third option that's a little bit of a surprise. So before we hear what these microphones sound like, let's actually talk about them first. Both of the microphones we're going to talk about today come from Rode. Now, they look very, very different, and they actually feel very, very different, which we'll get into in a sec. But right here, we've got the little guy. This is an industry standard that people have on cameras all over the place. You will see this everywhere. As a matter of fact, people also use this as an overhead mic, a little shotgun mic for videos they're creating in their studio or what have you. It's a really cheap microphone. It's less than $100. You can probably find it for like 40, 50 bucks, even brand new. It's the Rode Videomicro. And there's not much to talk about with this microphone. It's essentially plug and play. You grab your cable here, plug it into the back of the mic. You get this little attachment here, stick it on, attach that to your camera, plug the other end into your camera, and it just works. There's no settings to change. There's really nothing for you to do. Really great sounding mic here. The other option that I've just purchased is the Rode Videomic Go 2. Now, there's a lot of things to talk about with this microphone because it's actually a little bit more advanced, actually a lot more advanced than the Videomicro that I have just shown you a couple of seconds ago. Number one, you still have that plug. Where's that cable? You still have that same exact type of plug here. Plug into the microphone, other end goes into your camera, and you are recording great sounding audio. But you'll also notice on the other side of this microphone is a little USB-C port. Now this is really important because this can not only be used with the camera I have right in front of me, this can also be used with anything that has a USB-C connection. So for Zoom calls or when I'm live streaming with Ecamm Live, I can plug this USB-C port using a cable right into my Mac and it will read audio from this microphone. I can also take this USB-C cable and plug it into an iPad. I can plug it into an iPhone and use this as a microphone for both of those devices when I'm on the go or shooting a video, hopefully not with my iPad, but maybe with my iPhone. So we have a much more versatile microphone here. Also, just so you know, when you are using this little USB-C port to connect this to iPods, you kidding me? How old are you, Patrick? So when you are using this little USB-C port to connect this microphone to your iPad, your iPhone, or your Mac, this audio jack here, it can be used to monitor the audio coming into your microphone. You can plug headphones right into this mic and monitor your own audio. So right here we have two really great sounding microphones, but clear differences in how they connect and what they can connect to. Also, you will find right out of the box that even though this is a more expensive model coming in at 99 bucks, about 100 bucks, which has way more features, it's way lighter than the Videomicro. This feels like all metal. This feels a little bit more like plastic with some metal parts until you add the mounts. The mount for the Rode Videomicro is completely plastic. This one for the Rode Videomic Go 2 has some metal pieces that make it way heavier. And let's talk about these mounts for just a second. Number one, right here on the Videomicro, I attach this to the mount. and I screw this right into my camera, you'll know that there's these little ridges on this screw, this circle going around the screw. That is so you can run a cable into the mic. Hopefully I don't throw it across the room. Run the other end into your camera, and then this can fit right inside one of those little grooves just for some cable organization. Really, really great. So I actually didn't know that until yesterday. I just found that out and I was like, what? I had no idea. I just thought this was like a big old knob for screwing this thing into your camera. Nope, got some extra features built in there. There's also some extra features built into this mount for the Rode Videomic Go 2. I always feel like I'm saying that name wrong, but I'm right, Rode Videomic Go 2. It also has some little ridges here where a cable can be clipped in and stored. You'll also notice that instead of having one ring that screws down onto your camera, there's actually two rings here. One is to screw down onto your camera. See how they separate a little bit there? And this one on top is to tighten it to this mount here, meaning if I loosen it, I can actually move this along this little, can you guys see that? Move this along this little track here. Now that's important because when this microphone is attached to its mount, which sometimes takes me a little bit to do, you might find yourself wanting to place this a little bit more forward or back on your camera. It actually tells you how to line this up. Yeah. Got some little labels there that tell you how to line it up. You may want to move this forward or back on your camera, which you can do by sliding this and then tightening it, and then it's not going to slide anymore. Loosening it, slides back, and now it's moving forward and back on your camera, getting closer to or farther away from your subject. You'll also notice that on the bottom of this little mount here, you have the ability to mount other things. For instance, like the Rode Wireless Go 2. I can just slide it right in there. So this is attached to your camera. The Rode Wireless Go is attached to it as well. Just a lot of features built into a little mount that if you don't pay any attention to it, you might think, oh, it's just to connect this to your camera, but it's got some extra features built in. So really feature-rich microphone here compared to the Rode Videomicro, which is still a great microphone, industry standard, people love it, and it sounds great, as you'll see in a minute, but you've got some extra features here. You'll also notice that in the box, you have two very different styles of pop filters, wind mufflers, some dead cat, whatever you want to call these guys. And if you actually throw this onto the Rode Videomic Go 2 and throw this onto the Rode Videomicro, it makes the Videomicro look huge. And one thing you will notice is that if you're walking around, let's say New York City where I live, and you've got this on top of your camera, you will get stopped and asked about this camera, what you're doing, what you're filming, way more than when you have something like this. So this is really, I guess, inconspicuous is the word. It looks professional, it sounds great, but it doesn't look as crazy as this guy, which brings me to just a small point here. I'm making another video comparing these two items. So basically, this type of pop filter, but on the Rode Videomicro. Will it still sound good? Will it still cut down on wind noise? Yeah, but will it do it as well as the dead cat? My guess is probably not. But is it good enough? Because this on top of the camera is even smaller than this, and I don't need all those USB-C features when I'm running around with my camera, but I still might want to keep this to use with, let's say, my computer or my iPhone or whatever, so I might keep this on the top of my camera simply because of how small it is. It looks like a little bullet or something, right? So there are some different things that you can do to kind of customize these mics a little bit to make them, you know, look a little bit better or be a little bit more hidden, and that might be important to you if you're vlogging a lot like me. But out of the box, these two microphones come with this this accessory to cut down on wind noise. They just look very different, and they probably operate and sound very different. You're also going to notice out of the box, not only does it come with these mounts, each one of these mics, but they both come with a cable to connect to various devices. Now, for some reason, the cable that came with the Rode Videomic Go 2 looks like this. It's black, it's flat, It's kind of flimsy. I will break this. I actually like this cable a little bit more because it's short and reaches everything it needs to, but if I wanted to extend it, I could. And it also feels a little bit tougher. And one other honorable mention, in other Rode mics, like the Rode, I believe it was the Wireless Go 2, maybe. I know the NTG comes with this cable. Rode makes this other cable that's actually flexible, but wherever you bend it, it stays in that shape. Now, I kind of wish either this cable or this cable shipped with all of their microphones in this style, but I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe they were trying to cut cost or what have you. And then one other thing I want to mention about both of these microphones is no batteries are required. You plug it into your camera, it just works. You plug it into your computer, it just works. And finally, there's one additional feature that you can use with the Rode Videomic Go 2 that you cannot use with the Rode Videomicro, and that is Rode Central. Rode Central is an app that allows you to plug certain Rode products like the Rode Wireless Go 2, which I'm using right now with this lav, and the Rode Videomic Go 2 to be able to plug these devices into your computer and then change some settings using Rode Central on your computer. Now, this seems kind of cumbersome, right? You're having to take your mic out of its mount, plug the mic into your computer, change some settings, but these aren't settings that you'd want to change every day per se. These are settings that you would probably want to, from the get-go, have the microphone set up this way and then use it that way for the foreseeable future, and make a couple of tweaks here and there down the road for different projects. So you can't change any settings on the Rode Videomicro. You plug it in and it just works. And again, it sounds great, but this guy, there's a lot of settings you can change using that Rode Central app that you're gonna wanna play around with. And that makes this just even more customizable and easier to use for whatever application you wanna use this mic for. Okay, let's test some audio. I have the Rode Videomicro recording. I have the Rode Videomic Go 2 recording. I also have an additional microphone, that's a surprise, recording as well, because I want to see how it matches up with these two guys from Rode. So you tell me which is your favorite down in the comments. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say my normal intro 3 times, and I'm going to move between these individual microphones and test out all of them to find out which one we like the best. Okay, so I just got done editing this video and I want to point out something that's really, really important. Unless you're recording in a perfect studio environment, these mics are not going to live up to the hype. There's going to be wind noise, there's going to be background noise, a lot of the things that you're kind of hearing right now. But I wanted you to hear these mics in their most raw state. We could make each one of these mics sound incredible simply by turning on the voice isolation feature inside of Final Cut. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted there to be a true test of how these mics sound right out of the box with no experience, no extra frills. The only thing I did do was bump up or bring down the gain level of each microphone to give them kind of a similar volume across the board. But you'll notice right out of the box that the Rode Videomic Go 2 has a much higher volume or gain than the Rode Videomicro. And then the Saramonic is taking in even more audio right out of the box, plugged right into a camera. So I adjusted a little bit of the volume, but as far as processing goes, I didn't EQ these mics, I didn't turn on voice isolation, so just know that anything can sound better than a microphone right out of the box if you just tweak it a little bit. But for clarity's sake, I didn't do that to any of these microphones. Enjoy. Mic number 1. Hey, my name is Patrick. I'm a husband, a dad, a human, and a creator living in New York City. And on this channel, we talk about all of it. Mic number 2. Hey everybody, my name is Patrick. I'm a husband, a dad, a human, and a creator living in New York City. And on this channel, we talk about all of it. Mic number 3. Hey everybody, my name is Patrick. I am a husband, a dad, a human, and a creator living in New York City. And on this channel, we talk about all of it. Let's go back through one more time. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Mic 1. Mic 2. Mic 3. Why am I doing those hand gestures? Microphone number 1. Microphone number 2. Microphone number 3. Okay, time for our huge reveal. Mic number 1 is the Rode Videomic Go 2. Mic number 2 is the Rode Videomicro. And mic number 3 is a surprise, and I wanted to add it in here because I've used it with my GoPro for a really long time, but it's a microphone made by Saramonic. And it's only $22. It's the SR-XM1. It's extremely tiny. It plugs directly into your camera, your GoPro, whatever interface you're using. And in my opinion, it records pretty good audio. So I wanted to throw it in here as a surprise to see if anybody thought like, wow, that is just sounding good. It's so small, so inconspicuous that you can take it anywhere and no one will notice. I thought it was a really cool addition. So again, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments which mic was your favorite, and then do all the other YouTube things. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep creating great video and audio together.